So hello everyone, welcome back to the brand new lectures in physics. So in the previous class we have discussed something about significant figures and least count. So in this class, we'll discuss how to do the arithmetic operations like addition, subtraction and multiplication of these measurements using the concept of significant figures. So before going to the concept of arithmetic operations and all, so I need to explain a simple concept which you already know even from your childhood onwards. So that is rounding off. So rounding off the digits of a decimal number. So there are nearly 5 rules. So the first one, for example, if the number that has to be rounded off is greater than 5, then you need to add plus 1 to the rounded off number. So what is that? Let us suppose it is having 3.786 and I need to round it off to 2 digits. It is having 3 digits now, right? I need to round it off to 2 digits. Then this 6 is greater than 5. It is greater than 5. That's why the rounded off number will be 3.79. And if I need to round it off to the only single digit, then it will be 3.8, as 9 is also greater than 5. Okay, so this was the first rule. And the second one, if that particular number is less than 5, then no need to add anything, just write as it is. So it will be 1.74 if it is reduced to 2 digits, and if it is reduced to 1 digit, then it is 1.7 simply. Okay, so this was the second rule. And now, if it is greater than 5 or less than 5, the rule is good. But if it is equal to 5, what will happen? Let us suppose, third example, 1.451. I need to reduce it to single digit. Then here there is 5. But after that 5, the digit is 1, which is greater than 0. So if the digit which has to be rounded off is having 5 and followed by a number which is greater than 0, then we should write the rounded off number as 1.5. So that means 1.4 plus 1, that is 1.5 will be the rounded off number. Just listen carefully. So it is 1.451. I need to reduce it to a single digit, or a single decimal point. Then we have to write it as 1.5, as the 5 is followed by a number which is not equal to 0. And if it is not equal to 0, this is the case. Then if it is equal to 0, what will happen? 1.450. So in this case, what will happen? If the rounded off number is even, then we should write the number as it is without changing the rounded off number. So that means 1.450. This 4 is even. So that's why it is followed by 5 and followed by 0. So in this case, if this digit is even, we need to write as it is. And in the last case, if the same situation arises and this particular digit is odd number. If it is an odd number, then we need to add plus 1 then it will become 1.8. 1.8. So these are all the 5 important rules to round off a number. So now, why we are just learning this rounding of digits? Because in calculating the significant figures, so calculations using significant figures. Calculations using significant figures. So in calculating the arithmetic operations, in applying the arithmetic operations in the significant figures for addition as well as subtraction. For addition as well as subtraction, same rule is applied. So what is that rule? Let us suppose I am adding two numbers, that is 1.45 plus 35.263. 35.263. So then what will be the number here? So 3, 5 plus 6, 1, 11. So 5 plus 2, 7, 6, 3. This was the final result, right? So according to the rules, it was given that if we add or subtract two measurements, two values of measurement, then the final value must be rounded off to the digits, to a number having least number of decimal places. For example, there are two numbers here. Here how many decimal places are present? 2. Here how many decimal places are present? 3. So here the number having the least decimal places is this number, that is not 2. So the answer must be rounded off to 2 digits. For example, if it is only 1.4, that is only one decimal place is present here, then the final answer must be rounded off to single digit. That is single decimal place, we can say. So that itself means that this 36.713 must be rounded off to only 2 decimal places. So that itself means 36.71. That's it, because this 3 is less than 5 and it can be, you can easily eliminate it, and there is no need to change any decimal here. So the answer will be 36.71. Even for subtraction also the same rule will follow. Let us see some example for that also. So for subtraction, let us suppose that is 34.213 minus 4.1, just 4.1, let us suppose. So here 1 means we can write it as 0, 0. So 213 minus 100 is 113. 34 minus 4, it is 30. So, but the answer was given as 4.1 only. The one of the value was given as 4.1 only, right? So this is having only one decimal place. This is having 3 decimal places. So the final answer must have only single decimal place. So the answer will be 30.1. 30.1. So this is the rules for having addition as well as subtraction. And now let us do some examples related to the multiplication and what is the rule followed for it. So for multiplication, addition and subtraction, we have just considered the decimal places, but we didn't consider the number of significant figures of that particular measurement, right? We have just taken only how many decimal places are present. That means the digits after the decimal point. But here we need to consider the significant figures present in that particular measurement, but not about the decimal places. So here what was the rule? Either for multiplication or division the same rule will apply. So what was that rule? If two numbers are to be multiplied, then with the final answer must have the significant figures, least significant figures. So I will explain it in detail. Let us suppose I'm multiplying 4.183 into 2.6. Here how many significant figures are present? 4. Here how many significant figures are present? 2. That's it. So let us multiply it. So 6 3s are 18, 8, 1, 6 8s are 48, 4, 9, 4, 6 1s are 6, 6 plus 4, 10, and finally 6 4s are 24, this 25. And 4183 into 2, we can write it as 183 means 366. Okay, then it is 8366. Okay, so this was the final, and it is 8 5 1 7 8 10, and it is having 1 2 3 4 decimal places, right? So that is 1 2 3 4. Here we need to write like this. This was the final answer. But according to the concept of significant figures, the final answer must have the number of significant figures which is equal to the least significant figured number. That means, for example, 2.6 is having least significant figures, right? So it is 2. So that means the number of significant figures is 2. The final answer also must have the significant figure 2 only. Okay, so it must be rounded off here like this. Then 8 is somewhat we can say it as greater than 5, so it must be rounded off to 11. Sorry, I think it is not visible here, so it is 11. Okay, even in the division also, we will follow the same rule. Okay, so these are all the arithmetic operations using the rules of significant figures. So finally I just want to close this session by saying only 2 important definitions, that is accuracy and precision. Accuracy and precision. So what is meant by precision and what is meant by accuracy? So we can easily define accuracy according to physics as, if the number of significant figures are more in a measurement, then it is more accurate. And if the number of significant figures are less in a measurement, then the accuracy will be somewhat less. So it defined according to the amount of significant figures. So if the number of significant figures are more, then the measurement will be more accurate, and if the number of significant figures are less, it will be less significant. And what is the precision? Precision is nothing but the uncertainty. For example, we have calculated a value as 4.45, but we are having a doubt whether it is 4.451 or 4.452 or 4.449. Okay, so it is the amount of uncertainty. That means what was the difference between the exact true value and the measured value. So that is called uncertainty. The difference in the true value to the measured value is called uncertainty, and this will give the precision. And if that uncertainty is very much less, then it will be more precise. And if that uncertainty is more, it will be less precise. Okay, and that uncertainty can be easily found using the concept of least count. If there is no human errors and if there is no instrumental defects, then the uncertainty in a measurement will be nearly equal to the least count of that particular instrument. For example, if the least count is very, very less, it will be more precise. That means it is more close to the true value. And if it is having more least count, it is less precise. That is, it is somewhat far away from the true value. Okay, so this is the concept of accuracy and precision. Okay, and in the next class we will discuss a very, very important concept called errors. So how types of errors and how to calculate the errors. Okay, all these things will be discussed in the next class. And I am reminding you one thing. Okay, we must try to have 1,000 subscribers and take a live video session. Okay, hope you all will definitely support me in reaching my goal. Thank you so much.